not an ordinary day at the office for the DPC. Usually the process is a sedate, sterile and mechanical one. But the stadium debate inspired passion, applause, grumbling, sometimes even laughter, a reflection of the strength of feeling surrounding the issue. The opening words were from GFA President Desmond Rioch. He said the GFA had been open and transparent throughout the process and urged the community to unite like it had done when the application for UEFA membership was being fought.
We've welcomed all the feedback we've had from the general public. We've taken them on board, and we hope that at the end of the day, this will be a successful project for Gibraltar, and everybody will be united again with us, as they were indeed when we were with our quest for UEFA membership.
The stadium architect, Mark Fennick, presented a newly redesigned membrane facade, transparent, non-reflective and subtle, and in his opinion more in keeping with the surroundings. He stressed the view that the stadium footprint, with the north-south orientation required by UEFA, could not be accommodated in any alternative site, including Devil's Tower Camp, Naval Ground, the Victoria Stadium, Lathbury Barracks or the East Side Reclamation.
We have done a traffic study, which also I believe you have, and which is being completed, which validates that Europa Point is feasible for a stadium to really enhance the area and to really make the stadium become the catalyst for enhancing the area. We are looking to enhance the heritage elements in the area. We are looking to improve the surrounding urban spaces with new uses. We want to create a strong destination for Gibraltar citizens and tourists.
The floor was then given to the objectors, 5 of whom were petitioners asking for the stadium to be sited elsewhere. The petitioners had staged a protest outside the John Mackintosh Hall earlier in the morning, and over the last few months have gathered nearly 7,000 signatures. Among the objections are the loss of open space and natural heritage, the decommissioning of the iconic lighthouse, the corrosive nature of Europa Point weather, and the traffic congestion which would be caused on match days, leaving little contingency plans for the emergency services.
Before I make my presentation, I'd like to state that neither I nor the petitioners are against the building of a stadium. I believe that all the petitioners are immensely proud of what the GFA have achieved, and we look forward to having the GFA and indeed Gibraltar as a whole hosting international matches.
This is the lighthouse at night. Look at that. Take a good look at that picture. And nobody can say that isn't one of the most beautiful night scenes of Gibraltar, along with the Moorish castle, of course. If this stadium goes ahead, you will never, ever see this view again. Are we willing to sacrifice that?
We feel that the applicant should be invited to submit for alternative locations, because we strongly believe this is the wrong one. I mean, I have to thank Mr. Fennick, the architect, for confirming today that the stadium actually does fit on at least 4 other locations, which up till now we've been told it wouldn't.
In a territory with an area of 6.5 square kilometres and a population of 30,000, we simply do not have the land to spare and certainly do not need 2 stadia of UEFA standard. The idea is ludicrous.
It is as far as you can get from the emergency services. This location ensures the maximum traffic disruption and shows a spectacular lack of common sense.
Former chairman of the bar, David Dumas QC, described the proposed stadium as a monstrosity and contrary to the 2009 development plan. He said the DPC were the guardians of Gibraltar's protection and betterment, and all the petitioners could do was appeal to their better judgment.
Having been entrusted with that public duty, I urge you to put aside all these considerations about the need to have a stadium, the need for it to go there, and consider this purely on planning grounds. And if on planning grounds, as we firmly believe, the project cannot receive approval, I'm sure that in light of that, more suitable alternatives on the north side of Gibraltar will be considered by the powers that be.
Kelly Power, a barrister acting for Trinity House, the UK's lighthouse authority, said the stadium's construction would block the lighthouse's ability to function properly and threaten the safety of marine traffic. She said Trinity House was currently negotiating with the GFA, but was registering its objection to safeguard its position. There were also representations from GSD chairman Trevor Hammond, who said he was humbled at the passion of the objectors, and Clive Edwards, a citizen who pointed out that thousands of tourists come to Europa Point just to see the view across the strait.
Well, to be expected, both on the Commission side and on the objector side. On the Commission side, it's clear, and it was clear to us before coming into the meeting, that an EIA was absolutely crucial and central to the project, and that is being prepared as we speak, and we hope to have that ready very soon and in the public domain very soon. So that was expected. On the objector side, some very fair comments, I thought. We have taken some of those comments on board. We had done even before we came into this meeting, and we will continue to do so. We will incorporate some of the comments made and some of the criticisms made as we go forward. It's clear to us that there is a sector of opinion that doesn't want the stadium at Europa Point under any circumstances, regardless of orientation, size, massing, whatever issue. Our belief at the GFA is and continues to be that Europa is the only location for this stadium. We will happily comply with the Commission's request for us to assess and investigate the other sites that could potentially host a stadium, have a stadium built on it, but our view remains and will remain, I think, that Europa is the right site for this project.
The next meeting of the DPC is on the 24th of April, and here they will be considering the topics that will be brought up by the environmental impact assessment. These will likely include a detailed traffic management survey, as well as an assessment of the visual impact on the area. It'll be a few months before the environmental impact assessment is complete, but when it is, it will be a public document.